Hello, my friend. Anyone who can help me out, I really appreciate it. A big hug, and let's go. The Minnesota Vikings offseason will be crucial for the team's future in 2025. General Manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah will have the task of managing a large number of free agents and making strategic decisions. On the bright side, the Vikings have significant salary cap space, allowing for different approaches. One of the biggest questions revolves around the future of quarterback Kirk Cousins, who could either re-sign or move on. If Cousins leaves, the Vikings will need to decide whether to trust Jaren Hall, Nick Mullins, or pursue a new quarterback via the draft or free agency. The defense also requires attention, especially in retaining key players like Danielle Hunter, one of the pillars of the front seven. Other defenders such as Jordan Hicks, DJ Wonnum, and Harrison Phillips could also be priorities for new deals. The secondary was inconsistent in 2024, which may lead the Vikings to invest in cornerbacks through free agency or the draft. The offensive line, while showing improvement, still needs reinforcements to better protect the quarterback. The running game was inconsistent, and the franchise may consider adding depth at the running back position. Justin Jefferson is the key piece of the offense, and the Vikings must build a roster that maximizes his talent. Jordan Addison had a strong rookie year, and the wide receiver duo could be one of the most dangerous in the league. TJ Hawkinson, recovering from injury, will also be crucial in Kevin O'Connell's offensive scheme. The coaching staff needs to evaluate whether Brian Flores' defensive scheme will remain effective with the current roster. The Vikings' draft pick could be used on a new quarterback or defensive reinforcements. Aggressive moves in free agency could accelerate the rebuild and keep the team competitive in the NFC North. The division will be highly competitive, with the Detroit Lions rising and the Green Bay Packers improving under Jordan Love. If the offseason is well managed, the Vikings could be a playoff team as early as 2025. Otherwise, the franchise may enter a transition phase that could affect the next few years. Fans expect smart decisions from Kwesi Adofo-Mensah to keep Minnesota strong and competitive in the NFL. Cousins' situation will be the first major decision of the offseason, as it impacts the team's entire plan. If Cousins re-signs, the Vikings will need to structure his contract carefully to avoid salary cap issues. If he leaves, the franchise may target a veteran in free agency or trade up in the draft for a young quarterback. The decision on Danielle Hunter will also be crucial, as he is one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. If Hunter does not re-sign, the Vikings will need to find an alternative to maintain a competitive defense. Additionally, the team may seek reinforcements for the defensive line, which struggled against the run in 2024. The linebacker position also needs to be addressed, as Jordan Hicks and Ivan Pace Jr. are solid but lack depth behind them. Brian Flores' defense showed improvement, but needs more talent to compete with the best units in the league. On offense, some pieces of the offensive line may need to be replaced to ensure solid protection. Center Garrett Bradbury and guards Ezra Cleveland and Ed Ingram will need to show consistency or be replaced. The running game may need reinforcements, especially if the Vikings don't fully trust Alexander Mattison and Ty Chandler. One option is to draft an explosive running back or sign a veteran in free agency. Justin Jefferson's presence is guaranteed, but the Vikings may need to strengthen the wide receiver position. If KJ Osborne leaves in free agency, a new WR3 may be necessary to complement Jefferson and Jordan Addison. Special teams could also see adjustments, particularly at kicker, where Greg Joseph has been inconsistent. The NFC North is becoming increasingly competitive, and the Vikings cannot afford to make mistakes in their roster moves. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah must balance immediate reinforcements with long-term planning to keep the team competitive. The draft will be a key piece in strengthening the roster, whether by selecting a future quarterback or impact defenders. Fans expect an aggressive and intelligent offseason so the Vikings can compete for the division title in 2025. Every decision made in the coming months will determine whether Minnesota remains a playoff contender or enters a rebuild.